Hey everyone, welcome. This is Desiree. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending just a little bit of time with me today. Today I am here with Scrappy Tales Crafts, and we got a bug for Christmas. This is an absolutely adorable die, and it's called Christmas Bug. She gives you all the pieces for not only the vehicle, but also the tree. Now, what I did like about this is when it comes to the tree, we can decorate it many ways. So I think that's kind of cool. First dug into her paper pad and chose a background. And my bug is actually going to be a teal, like a sea glass color. So I'm going to use that as one of the mats, and I'm going to glue this panel down onto that. So that first mat, the sea glass mat, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not quite sure what the color is. That was cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 for a standard A2 size card base. And then the pattern paper was cut to 4 5 1/4. Those are usually the only measurements that I ever know when I make a card. I'm just saying, because I can see it visually. I die cut the entire piece, the base piece, what we'll call it, twice, just to give it a little bit of strength. And now we're just going to paper piece this together. For a lot of the pieces, I did die cut it twice, just to give it some dimension and a little bit of strength. Now, I don't need that much strength for this because it's going right onto our card base. So I'm not worried about it being flimsy or anything else like that, to be honest. But by giving that extra die cut, it's giving it more dimension, because you all know me, I love dimension. So the wheels, we have our black wheels and then big wide white, what are they called? White walls, I think, yes. And then we have a silver center. I used the matte silver also for the windows, and I die cut the tree 3 times. We're going to embellish that with a white gel pen and some gems. I die cut the strings tying the tree down onto the bug a couple times, but I'm only going to use those once. And they are fiddly. But it's a nice touch that you can change that color. For the rims, I used a teal mirror cardstock, and I'm going to layer that up twice onto some white cardstock, and then we'll get those in place after we have those. So they stick out just a little bit more than the tire. So again, you've got this dimension going back and forth onto the card. Not everything has to be die cut 2, 3, sometimes 4 times. You can choose different layers and you'll get this wonderful effect. So like the trim at the base of the bug, I only die cut that once. And then the rims, they're going to set up higher than what the tires are and higher than what that trim is. So you've got that difference in layers, which adds just something tiny. Now, these little pieces that she's included for the bug, the front, the bumpers, and the back ends, and everything else, I just did those in black. And then, of course, I did the trunk as well. I have that coming off of the tree. So now we're going to put our tree piece down. Now I have a little tiny container off to the side that's just filled with sentiments. When I'm die cutting or foiling, I always have extras and I just throw them in this little container. This is actually from one of Sabrina's glimmer plates from last year. So I chose the red one, figured it matched great with the colors in the background. And it would very much stand out. So just continuing to add these little tiny pieces to the front and the back. It's also going to be the handle to the bug and the top portion. So just getting those set in place. All right. Now we're going to get our pieces set onto the card base. And I want to look at the placement first. I am going to use double-sided foam squares for both the sentiment and the vehicle. So we're just going to prop those up. Now these are the, I'm going to call them low-rise double-sided foam squares. They're not as tall as they're low profile. So they don't add too much dimension. But again, you are adding dimension to your card, so there is a possibility that there will be more postage. So it's always something that you yourself can gauge as you're creating your cards. That's totally your decision. So I'm going to set that right there. I do want this to kind of, yes, you're hearing me, be towards the center. Usually I don't do that. And then I'm going to use the same foam squares to prop up the car and get that set into place. I always add just a little bit of glue behind those foam squares. And now I'm going to come in with a white gel pen. And I'm just going to add a snow effect to the tree. You know, gel pens are great. Use a light touch. Let the gel flow from the pen. Don't use pressure. That's when they'll stop working. But I'm just going to add a little bit of snow. Now, I know when we have a tree tied on the top of a vehicle, it's not going to be decorated. But remember, it's our art. We can do whatever we want. That's the beauty. That's another thing that's beautiful about art. We can do whatever we want. We can use whatever colors, we can use whatever mediums, we can use whatever embellishments, and we can just have fun with it. So I saw this tree with snow. And then we're going to pull in some teal gems to accent the tree as well. And that's what's going to be our ornaments. Now you could certainly just add ink to the tree and just let the tree be a tree on top of the bug heading home to be decorated. You know, whatever you would want to do. You know, just have fun with it. Enjoy. Here is our finished project. Yep, there's my remote for my TV that I did not move out of the way. And again, a quick, cute, simple card put together in no time. So I hope you enjoyed today's project featuring the Christmas bug by Scrappy Tales Crafts. The products that I use, the main products, will be listed down below in the video description. And if you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't yet, I'd love for you to subscribe. So make sure you hit that button, make sure you hit the thumbs up, and ring the bell for all the notifications for all the future videos that come. We are fast approaching the Christmas series of 2023. Yes, it's coming. But most of all, remember this. Enjoy the process and the art that you create. Have fun with it. Make it yours. And don't stress. But most of all, remember what's most important for me. Always, always be creative, guys. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Till then.